there, my name is Joanne Moss. I am the Director of Marketing, and welcome to the June Hot Products video. I have with me today Mike Sims of Littlefuse, and he's going to tell us about the SB5000 Shock Block. Also, we have with us Edward Rodriguez from Rittal. He's going to share about the Blue E+ cooling units. And last but not least, we have John Samansky, who's going to tell us more about their ABB drives connectivity feature. So without further ado, Mike, why don't you take us away?
Thank you, Joanne. Today, I'm here to introduce two new features to our Shock Block industrial GFCI product line. So these features include a stainless steel enclosure applicable for hygienic food type processing lines, and also an optional Class 2 Division 2 hazardous location rating, great for dusty environments like grain bins. So just a little history. Littlefuse has been doing personal protection devices going back decades. In fact, our first shock block product was developed in the 1990s, and it was for outdoor lighting applications and, believe it or not, movie production sets. Littlefuse has developed both a stainless enclosure option and also a Class 2 Div 2 hazardous location rating to better serve our industrial customers. Stainless steel enclosure, it's available on the 32 amp and 60 amp SB5000 GFCI models. The metal is AISI 304 stainless steel, ideal for the most stringent hygienic production applications. The enclosure itself has a 10-degree slope on the top, and this is to better drain water in a hose-down type environment. The stainless steel enclosure is also NEMA 4X and IP65K rated. Again, it keeps the insides dry in the same type of hose-down environment. Finally, if you look at the three small pictures on the side, the SB5000 stainless steel enclosure has multiple mounting options, including a flush wall mount and off-the-wall mounting type. Again, to best suit your application. Moving on, the Shock Block stainless steel models, the 32 amp and 60 amp models, are also available in an optional Class 2 Division 2 hazardous location rating. So what this means is the Class 2 Division 2 is for environments where there could be combustible dust around by exception cases. So great example, as you can see in the picture, of a Class 2 Division 2 rating environment for the shock block would be, for example, the control room in a grain mill. Typically, there's not flour dust in a control room, but if something goes awry in the process itself, or someone leaves the control room unattended and leaves the door open, some combustible dust may get in there. And using the shock block with a Class 2 Division 2 rating, the product will be safe. For more information on the Littlefuse Industrial GFCI shock block family and these two new features, please contact your Standard Electric account manager. And you can also get additional product information from littlefuse.com/shock protection. Thank you, and back to Joanne.
Thank you, Mike. That was very informative about the shock block there. And I didn't know that you used that in movie production before. That was kind of cool. So now Edward Rodriguez with Rittal wants to tell you more about the Blue E+ cooling units they have available for your enclosures.
Thank you, Joanne. So today, just briefly, an overview on the Blue E+ and the Blue E+ S unit. So there's some differences and there's some things that are common to all of them. So let me first go to what's common to this design. So this is a very unique kind of AC unit that incorporates speed-regulated components, such as the compressor-based cooling that we're used to hearing, but it also has a patented design of heat pipe technology. So if we combine these two kinds of functionalities into one unit, we're able to achieve enormous savings, up to about 75%. Because when you look at the heat pipe technology, it's not incorporating the compressor, it's not having that energy it takes to run the EC fans, and associated with all of that energy loss that can happen is that you just have the heat pipe going through the refrigerant, and thereby we have the EC fans that are blowing cool air into that enclosure. So it's a really lower cost energy savings when you go to that heat pipe technology. So when you have these two forms of speed regulated components working, you're able to achieve about up to 75%. So when you have the added savings for energy because the components are not running at full capacity, in the long term, that also means long service life for the installed component. In addition to having regulated temperature inside an enclosure so that you don't have wide ups and downs of temperature. Temperature is not flexing up and down, that you want consistent temperature regulations so that the components inside can be stable so that it's not overheating. Another feature is that it has communication. We have an IoT module that can be hooked up to the AC unit that allows somebody inside the factory to monitor how is that AC unit performing. Or what if they're 3,000 miles away somewhere else? Through an HTML base, you can go through there and see what is occurring with the E+ or the E+ S unit, such as how long has it been running? Has there been any downtime? Are there any warnings? Has there been any alarms? Has somebody even opened the enclosure door? Because it works with other sensors from Rittal, bringing all that that communication into one IoT module to a user that can be at the facility or they can be remote. So we look at the E+, this is the larger units, so it has a range from about 5,000 to 2,000 BTUs, and that would be, again, the largest size that we have. Special about the E plus S versus the Blue E plus. One is that it has a more of a environmentally friendly refrigerant, which has a 50% lower GWP, which stands for global warming potential, than typical 134A refrigerant that is very popular in the marketplace. Another thing with the Blue E plus S is that it has a LED indicator from the outside. So it has a strip of LED indicator. It has multiple colors. So that's a pretty neat indication from far away, or you have maintenance or somebody's working by the machinery, that you can see that it needs attention. For more information on the Blue E plus and the Blue E plus S, please contact your Standard Electric account manager.
Thanks, Edward. That was very informative about those Rittal Blue E Plus cooling units. And now, last but not least, we have John Samansky with ABB Drives, who's going to tell us more about the connectivity feature they have.
Thank you so much, Joanne. What I wanted to talk about isn't necessarily a specific product, but what our product can do. We have the ability to speak Ethernet IP fluently. I have a demo here that will showcase what we can actually do. So you see here, we'll start with the ACS 580 drive, and we are paired up with the Allen Bradley Compact Logics PLC. And then we have our HMI here with codes. So this is all hooked up and set up, and all we need to do is hit that start button. We have our drive spinning, or the motor spinning. Why that would be important for somebody is, Allen Bradley and the Rockwell, system has been in effect for a long time, and people are very familiar with it. And we don't want to necessarily disrupt that or change that. So we have product that can build right into it without having to rip and replace an entire system. So we have adapter kits that are available to be able to speak multiple communication platforms and protocols, but we do have one that focuses on Ethernet IP that is available from our ACS 380 product up to our ACS 880 product line. Some of the features that you'll get out of that, again, is you take away a lot of that learning curve with having to understand a whole new programming software. So engineers and programmers can utilize the Allen Bradley programming systems and be able to pair that up right with the ABB drive. ABB also has a great microsite available for you to be able to go through and have add-on instructions and templates to be able to simplify the programming process. Additionally, you don't have to rip and replace an entire drive system, especially for ones that are starting to become outdated or, God forbid, allowing for minimal disruption and getting your production facilities back up and running. You can find out more about the ABB drives and how we can fit into your existing system by reaching out to the awesome folks at Standard Electric.
Thanks, John. Thanks for sharing all about the connectivity feature. That's an amazing capability that ABB has. So that is all I have for you this month of June. I hope you guys are out having a good time, taking vacation, spending time with your family. But when you need a product, I hope you're reaching out to Standard Electric because we are ready to serve you. As always, please like, subscribe to our channels because we want to make sure that you see everything that we have for you. And if you have any questions about anything, feel free to reach out to me. And I will talk to you again in July. Thank you for watching.